Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning, Mr. Lusk.
Yeah.
Okay. Calling case of two cases. People of state, well, it looks like one case. People of state of Michigan versus Brandon Bryant Lusk, file 20-0216 ST. Counsel, identify yourself for the record.
Sarah Bauman on behalf of the people.
Daniel Tucapring on behalf of Brandon Lusk.
Let me just take a look real quick. We had a pre-trial. Just want to see, it looks 2-7. Looks like the defendant was already arraigned. This was an arraignment because of failing to appear at court, but looks like he's incarcerated right now. So is there an offer in the case, Ms. Bauman, for Mr. Lusk to consider?
Yes, Your Honor, the offers for DWS first.
Mr. Duke, have you had an opportunity to talk with your client regarding the charge and the potential offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what is your advice for him regarding that offer?
Brandon wants to plead guilty.
Okay, all right, let's see. Let's go ahead and unmute him then. Mr. Lusk, my understanding is you want to plead guilty to the DWS first and have the DWS second dismissed. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down now. Has anyone promised you anything more than this offer to, or threatened you in any way to get you to plead to this when you really do not want to?
No.
Are you right now under the influence of any medicine, drugs, or alcohol that's confusing you?
No.
If you enter this plea, you'll be waiving some valuable rights. I'm going to share a copy of a document, which is an advice of rights form. Let me know when you can see it. It should pop up on your screen right about now.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yep.
At the bottom, there is a signature here. Is that your signature?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Did you get a chance to read and understand this form so that you understand what rights you're waiving?
Yeah.
And you realize you would have to waive those rights in order for me to take that plea, correct?
Correct.
Do you waive these rights?
Yes.
How do you plead then to an added count 2 of driving while license suspended first offense? Do you plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute?
Guilty.
On or about February 6th of 2020, were you driving a motor vehicle on Railway Street in Coleman, Michigan, which is in Midland County?
Yes.
On that day, was your license suspended?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Duke, if I comply with the court rule, I had an adequate factual basis.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Bauman, do you agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I do as well. I find that the plea has been made knowingly, understandingly, voluntarily, and accurately. Will enter records of the court as driving license suspended first. Driving license suspended second will be dismissed. Ms. Bauman, was there any restitution that needed to be owed, or may I go right to sentencing?
You can go right to sentencing, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Duke, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, just that Mr. Lusk has been incarcerated in Isabella County since January 28th of 2021. He is due to be released on Wednesday, which I believe is August 11th, 2021. We would just ask you to give him credit for time served in the state minimum cost in this matter.
Okay. Anything you wish to say on your own behalf?
No, thanks.
What's your plans when you get out?
I want to go back to school and try to be a lineman, utilities lineman.
Okay, well, that's a lofty goal. Good.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so let's see. I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do, though, is you had reached out to us by note on July 19th, so there's 12 days there plus 10. 22, 10. All right, It'll be the sentence of the court that you will pay $75 crime victim rights fee, a $50 state assessment fee, be $100 in fines, $100 in court costs. I'm going to sentence you to 21 days in jail with credit for 21 days served. I mean, you don't have to spend any additional time. I just give you credit from the date we got the note, because we didn't know you were in jail until that day through today's date. Let me make sure I did my math right. So it's 20 plus 9, 21. So I give you credit from the day you wrote the note that we received it to today's date. So it's going to run concurrent. You're just going to owe $325. You need to make payment plan when you get out.
Sounds good.
If you get your job as a lineman, you'll have plenty of cash to be able to do it. But
Hopefully,
you're going to need some shelter, reestablish, get things. May have to punish the car, so I have to order. It was a DWLS second, so I have to order that the car be immobilized. If someone lent you the car and didn't know that your license was suspended, they can file what's called an innocent owner petition. Otherwise, the car punished according to statutes. That's right. So you have 20 days to appeal the sentence. 14 days to request a court-appointed attorney. Will be adjourned on your case at this time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Looks like we have Mr. Pritchard. Is that you, sir? Okay, we got you muted because there's a lot of background noise. So let's go ahead and unmute Mr. Pritchard. We have any luck, Katrina, unmuting him?
No, they may have to unmute it from their end, Your Honor.
Okay. Yep, there we go. Thank you. It'll be just a second, Mr. Pritchard. It takes a couple of seconds after there we go. Yeah, can you tell me how to say your name correctly? There's people pronounce that spelling a couple of different ways.
Pritchard.
Pritchard. All right.
Yeah.
We're on the record. The people state of Michigan versus Jeremy Allen Pritchard, file 20-0210 ST. Counsel, identify yourselves for the record.
Sarah Vaughn on behalf of the people.
Daniel Tucum hearing on behalf of Jeremy Pritchard.
Mr. Duke, did you get a chance to meet with Mr. Pritchard yet, or do you need to meet with him?
I'm not sure if there's a new offer or not on the case.
Yeah, let's find out.
Yes, Your Honor, there is an offer for DWS first, and if he pleads to that, then the city will dismiss the improper plate that they have against them.
So it's a second, charge is a second now, down to a first. Would you like to meet with him in the breakout room, Mr. Duke?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Pritchard, we're going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Duke. When you see his face, then you know it's just you. You see the rest of us, it's like you're sitting in, oh, he's gone. Try to explain, but.
And they're taking the old lady to jail for doing nothing. Because the guy was mad because I said something nice about his puppy place. So why don't we follow Bill after reading his lying report?
No.
Dan? I just want you to know that this offer was from March of 2019, so I don't know the status of the city and where their case is with the improper plate. Or, oh, sorry, March 19th of this year, I'm sorry. But assuming that it's still the same, that would be the offer. I can't speak for Branson, but from what we know, I guess.
That's pretty much Jim's standard offer, so.
Okay.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise, I mean, that's exactly what he normally does, so there's nothing about this case that's interesting or unusual that would cause him to be concerned.
Okay, I just want to make sure you knew.
Yep.
Okay, so,
Connor?
yes,
I also want to point out, I didn't know about this one, but we do have an outstanding on a city case 20-0209.
yes, the offer apparently is Mr. Branson would dismiss that case if Mr. Pritchard pled to something in this case.
Correct. And he also has a warrant on a no proof of insurance.
Okay, we'll have to clear that out
Yes, sir.
as well. That's, how much does he owe on that?
Let me look, Your Honor. Sorry, $386. That is case number 20 P265108C.
Okay, there's a warrant on that.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Duke, what's your advice for your client regarding this case that we have before us?
He's gonna plead guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Pritchard, do you wish to plead guilty to the reduced charge?
Driving license suspended first, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you raise your right hand where I can see it? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Your Honor.
Put your hand down now. Has anyone promised you anything more than what we've talked about on the record or threatened you in any way to get you to plead to this when you really do not want to?
No, sir.
Do you under the influence of any medicine, drugs, or alcohol is confusing you at the moment?
No, Your Honor.
If you enter this plea, you'll be waiving some valuable rights. Not trying to talk you out of your decision. I just need to make sure you understand what you're waiving. You'd be waiving the right to a trial. You could have had a trial by jury, or if you, your lawyer, and the prosecutor agreed, could have had a bench trial, but there'll be no trial at all. You'd be waiving the right to represent yourself or hire your own lawyer. Mr. Duke will be acting as your attorney today. You'll be waiving the right to remain silent, not have your silence used against you, the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and the right to confront your accusers, call witnesses, and to testify. Do you understand each of these rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you waive these rights to enter this plea?
Yes.
How do you plead to count 2, which is added, of driving license suspended first offense? You plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute?
Guilty, sir.
On February 5th of last year, were you operating a motor vehicle on Eastman Avenue in the city and county of Midland?
Correct.
On that day, was your license suspended?
Yes.
Ms. Baumann, have I complied with the court rule and had an adequate factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree, Mr. Duke?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I find that the plea has been made knowingly, understandingly, voluntarily, and accurately. Will enter in records of the court as a conviction for driving license suspended first. For count 1, driving license suspended second will be dismissed, as well as the city case for their plate violation. Ms. Baumann, is there any restitution that's owed in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Duke, allocution on behalf of your client.
Your Honor, at this point, I just asked you to give him, Jeremy, credit for time served.
Okay. Mr. Pritchard, why did it take you so long? Well, first of all, we had a wrong address for you. So what is the correct address? Post office wouldn't even send it. We had you in Omer, Michigan.
That's my correct address. P.O. Box 14.
Well, that's the problem. We had a street address. We had 1155 River Road, and the post office wouldn't take that.
Yeah, that's my physical address.
What's your post office box?
14.
Post office box 14, Omer, Michigan 48749. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So, how long have you been in the Aranet County Jail?
A little over 2 months.
When are you getting out?
I'm not for sure yet, Your Honor.
I said, for some reason, if you're missing over all the time.
you're gonna have an issue regarding that no proof of insurance because it went to collections. You owe 386 for not having proof of insurance, which is related. It's not the same as this case, but you need to make sure you get that taken care of. All right.
Your Honor,
Yes.
in the case of Mr. Branson's case, the
Yes.
20-20, I'm sorry, 0209 OT, there is a $45 suspension fee. What would you like done with that?
I'm going to waive that suspension fee because we're canceling the case. We're dismissing the case.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Pritchard. I was going to set out a time period for my people to do the collections when you were out of jail, but you're telling me you have no idea when you're getting out.
Correct.
Okay. All right. It's going to be $75 crime victim rights fee, $50 state assessment fee. Let's see when we found out about you. June 28th. So we have 2 days plus 31 plus 42. I'm going to sentence you to 45 days jail credit for 42 days served. It will be concurrent with Aranac County Jail. So next 3 days, you'll finish up the sentence here in Midland County. I have to order the car to be immobilized because it's still a driving license suspended second as far as Secretary of State's concerned. So if it was somebody else's car and they did not know that your license was suspended, you may want to let them know so they can file an innocent owner petition.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I might be bonded out in the next day or so. Is that going to affect me if I'm still under your jurisdiction?
Yeah,
There's no way.
That's why I was asking you when you're getting out of jail, but you just said you didn't know when I asked for collections, and you said you didn't know when I asked this, but all of a sudden now you know.
Well, I don't, not for sure, but if I do, I don't want to be held up with you guys, you know.
Well, I've already sentenced you, so you have 21 days to appeal the sentence, 14 days question court appointed attorney. Will be adjourned on your case at this time. Thank you. All right, next one.
Tony Nichols, Your Honor, is also there, and I believe he's.
All right. Calling case of the People State of Michigan versus Tony J. Nichols, file 210431 ST. Counsel, identify yourselves for the record.
Sarah Bauman on behalf of the people.
Daniel Duke-Spring on behalf of Tony Nichols.
All right. Ms. Bauman, is there an offer for Mr. Nichols to consider in his case?
Yeah, the offer is to plead guilty to counts 1 and 3, and then the people will dismiss count 2.
Okay. Mr. Duke, I'm guessing you need to meet with your client.
Yeah, Your Honor, my notes were, I'm not sure what case this is, whether this is an initial arraignment or is this actually somewhere, you know.
Well, that's a good question.
Pointed, I apologize, but.
No, that's all right. Let me pull up and see. That's an initial, or it looks like an initial arraignment. He did not appear on May 19th. So let me go ahead and do the arraignment. Thank you, Mr. Duke, for asking that question. So, Mr. Nichols, I'm going to read you the charges that have been filed against you, and all I want to know after I've read the charges against you is if you understand them. Mr. Duke will meet with you to talk a little bit more about any offer and what that means and his advice for you. But I want to show you a copy of your charging documents. Should pop up in your computer screen right about now. Do you see them?
Yes, sir. Something.
Are they kind of small? I'm going to read them to you. So some people are visual and some people are verbal. So if you can't see them, I'll still read them to you. So you should be able to hear that. So there are 3 charges that you're charged with. The count 1 is operating while licensed suspended, second offense. It is alleged that on or about March 26th of this year that you were operating a motor vehicle on West Scherer Road, which is located in Warren Township, Midland County, Michigan, and that your license was suspended. Typically, that's a 93-day misdemeanor. However, because you're charged with driving while license suspended second offense, it is up to 1 year in jail and up to $1,000 in fines plus court costs. The reason why you're charged with second offense, prosecutor has alleged that you had been convicted of the same crime on October 2nd of 2006 in Gladwin County, on March 11th, 2008 in Gladwin County, on April 29th, 2008 in Midland County, on February 27th, 2009 in Isabella County, and on January 19th, 2016 in Midland County, making it at least your second offense. If you're convicted of that crime as charged, it requires up to a year in jail and or $1,000 in fines plus court costs. Vehicle immobilization is likely to have to take place. You are also charged with the crime of operating without security. The word security in this context means insurance. And so when you don't have insurance, that is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 1 year in jail and not less than $200 in fines nor $500 in court costs. You're also charged, I gotta move this over. This little rascal is being a bit of a pain. You're also charged with having an unlawful plate on the car. A Ford pickup truck, they're alleging you displayed on the pickup truck a plate not registered to that vehicle. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and or $100 in fines plus court costs. Unless it was a commercial vehicle, then it could be up to $500 in fines. So the offer is for you to plead to counts 1 and 3, which are and then dismiss count 2. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Duke, who will talk to you about what your strategy should be for this. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, everybody is back.
All right. Mr. Duke, have you had an opportunity to speak to your client regarding the offer and you have advice for him?
Yes, Your Honor, I did speak to Mr. Nichols about it. He's asking a plea of not guilty be entered on his behalf, requesting a court-appointed attorney, and we would just ask that the bond be set at $100 cash.
Okay. Do we know when Mr. Nichols might be getting out of jail so that we can set this as the time where he would be, needs to go to trial?
Sounded like October of 2021.
So he's gonna be there a minute. All right,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and appoint an attorney for Mr. Nichols. Not guilty plea will be entered. It will be $100 cash or surety, 125 cash or surety. That way, if he pays it, at least he covers the bare minimum of what it would be. If he doesn't pay it, then he get credit towards this case if he needs it. Katrina, could we do a pre-trial probably about 6 weeks out?
Your Honor, would you like it August 30th, since it's just between his attorney and the prosecutor?
Yes, I don't know if it'll matter because of.
I'm sorry,
the
August
office.
31st.
Okay, August 31st?
Yes, sir.
Okay, August 31st at 9.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be adjourned. There will be not guilty plea entered in the records of the court, August 31st at 9 o'clock. Bond is $125 cash or surety, standard bond terms. Anything else we need to place on the record at this time, Mr. Duke?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Baumann?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll be adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.